Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Life podcast. I'm your host, Abby Luckett, and life has a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and many in-betweens, but the thing that remains consistent is our God. So let's see what we talk about today.
You've heard of an all-out mile. You've heard of a 5K. You've heard of a 10K, half marathon, marathon. But today, I am embarking on a new journey. Not a 100K, not a 200K. No. We are going for the all-out 100-mile ultra marathon in September 26th to be exact. And we're going to debrief and talk about it because there's a lot of unpacking to do here. I'm not just saying I want to do a race and then running a race like maybe I have in previous times. There was a lot of buildup, a lot of things I had to work through, a lot of physical body image stuff that also played mentally, probably more so mentally, that I had to work through this past year, the past 2 years. Female reproductive health. There was a lot going on to be able to get to this point to where I can say, hey, I want to do this. And my husband said, hey, I think that's a good idea. So we're going to dive into that today. And this guy's going to be here along for the ride too.
Ooh, I'm not running though.
No, you are going to be pacing me though.
But I'm not running 100 miles.
Yeah, but you'll probably get like 40.
Whoa, I don't know about that.
If you paced me for like 20 in the beginning and then like 20 at the end, that's 40.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it like works. I need to look into the actual website because every ultra marathon is a little bit different. This ultra marathon is a 100-mile ultra marathon in Miami. It's Miami 100. That's like what it's called. But they don't. Thank you. Ew, don't be doing that.
That was a little sweat and a little Diet Coke on my finger right there.
A salty Diet Coke, though. I've been in my dirty soda era. Yesterday, I did Orange Crush with a little bit of milk, a True Lemon packet, which is crystallized lemon, and I added some vanilla flavoring, like some vanilla syrup, but I could only drink about half, and then my stomach hurt so bad. Like, it hurt so bad because there was just so many chemicals in it and so much like processed stuff, which is fine. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, don't eat, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm all for having whatever your cravings are, but oh my gosh, the consequence sometimes is so bad because my stomach hurt so bad.
But there's no consequence in drinking this FIFA edition Diet Coke.
Oh,
no
FIFA?
consequence.
What's FIFA?
That's soccer.
Oh, like the World Cup FIFA?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they've got the Diet Cokes that are FIFA edition. Pretty cool.
Well, anyways, so for this specific race, they don't let you see the race map until like 24 hours before, and it's only up to a certain mile. I think it's like mile 60. And then once you hit that mile after a certain amount of time, then they show you, then you get like access to the rest of the map or whatever.
I've never heard of that before.
I've never heard of it either. I've only ever ran one ultra marathon, and it was a 24-hour ultra marathon. I ran 106.6 miles, 106.7 miles, something like that.
I can't remember the exact number.
And it was around a 0.3 mile loop. If you've been here from day one, you've heard about this so many times. You probably are like so sick and tired of hearing about it. But if you're new here, that was my only ultra marathon I've ever done. And literally you just run around a baseball stadium over and over and over again for 24 hours straight. And yeah,
and that's the race that sparked your flame for ultra running, right?
I love ultra marathon running, but there was just a lot that I had to kind of work through with the concept of ultra marathon running, which we'll get into. I don't know if we want to get into it now or not, but
yeah, let's get into it.
We
ain't wasting time around here.
We ain't wasting no time. So Ryan and I were on a walk, and just for like a little bit of context of, you know, what kind of spurred me to go back into the ultra marathon space, because that is my favorite distance.
I was going to say, Abby, I just want to say before Abby gets into this, like, she is an incredible marathon runner.
Thank you.
But one thing that is so impressive about Abby's running is her endurance, meaning not just running for a pace as in, getting a sub-3 marathon, but the fact that she can just put miles and miles on her legs and keep going, and your ability to just, I always relate it, people aren't going to like this because they probably don't watch as much baseball as I do, but it's like a pitcher that can just pitch. They'll throw 9 innings, and then 2 days rest, they're like, hey, can you throw another inning for us? And it's like, yeah, I got it. My arm feels great. And those guys used to always annoy me because the day after I pitched, my arm felt like it was going to fall off. But Abby's like 17 miles next day. I'm a little sore. Next following day after that rest, it's like she's just back.
I will say, thank you for saying that. What I will say about that, though, is you put me in like a speed race, I'm down for the count. Like, I'm not fast.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
But if you put Ryan and I up against each other, he would win in like a 5K, 10K kind of race, half marathon. Because
no, not half marathon.
If you trained for like 3 weeks, you could. And
I don't
you know it.
I don't know about that.
He could. He's up. His long run is like 8 to 10 miles. He definitely could. Anyways, we were on a walk and I was just kind of like just talking about, I don't know, the fight between finding drive and wanting to be driven in things versus like being obsessed with things, because my past is very ED heavy, orthorexia heavy, binge ED heavy. Like anything revolved around food, health, and fitness, my tendency is to go to a disorderly place. But it's also one of my greatest strengths, because when I am in a healthy mindset and I have the tools and people around me, I can accomplish some pretty cool things. And so I was just kind of like talking with him about that and almost feeling like guilty for the drive and running that I have. And he was like, whoa. Why is having drive to do these not as common things like a 100-mile race a bad thing? Like, that's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, if there's one thing I've learned from being a believer and following Jesus, it's that like too much of anything is not a good thing except for Jesus. And so if anything takes the place of his place in our life, if anything like fills in where he should be in our life, which is the center, the cornerstone, that's when destruction happens. It's not that I shouldn't do these races and yada, yada, yada. It's that, well, my brain works in one way that maybe other people don't have to have their brain operate in that way. But when I have the tools in place and the people and the right mindset, which is where I am at right now, and I've worked so hard to get here, it's like, okay, go do what you feel passionate about doing and spread the gospel while you're doing it, because like, what a story to tell of so many girls and men, but more heavily emphasized girls and females that struggle with period loss as a runner, binging as an athlete, body image issues. Like it is, I wish that people could see like the messages that we get or the emails that we get or the people that we meet or the conversations that we have where it's like, oh my gosh, like I felt that way too. Thank you for sharing your story because I feel this way too. And I'm like, I wish everyone could just meet because it's like, I feel like everyone at some point has had this kind of struggle of feeling insecure in one way or another and letting that kind of take control. So I'm like squirrel braining right now, but that was like kind of where my head was at. I'm just wanting to do this, but not really sure. And you encouraged me and pushed me to be like, hey, your drive is not a bad thing. No matter what people have told you of like, oh, you're crazy or you're obsessive or this or that, blah, 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 blah. The drive that you have is not the issue. It's the overdrive that you have that's the issue.
Well, not even the overdrive or just like stewarding in the right way. Like, how can you use your drive for something so positive to impact others and bring them closer to Jesus? And like, I don't ever want, and I saw this on a podcast with Tim Tebow talking about his parents and how his parents never once, obviously he is famous for this insane drive, insane passion on the football field, but also like everything he's doing now. And one thing he talked about was how his parents never told him to tone it down. They just said like, hey, you need to steward this in the right way, or you need to, I can't think of the right word, like,
you just need to put it in the right places.
Yeah, put it in the right places and put this drive for the right things. And once you got to a healthy place, and I feel like you are in such an amazing place now, like the sky's the limit. And like, I think this is going to be just an awesome race for you.
Thanks.
And you're going to do so great. And I'm really excited.
I'm very nervous. I think the thoughts kind of creep in of a lot of different thoughts. And I kind of remember this with my first ultra, because during that training block was when I started, like, I realized I needed to gain a little bit of weight. And weight gain is scary for me, just because, like, we're told since I grew up in the dance world, like, the smaller you are, the easier you are to lift, or like staring at myself in a mirror in a leotard and like seeing every curve and comparing my body. Like, I've always just had the mindset of like wanting to be small.
I feel like for women, was always a thing, is like smaller is better.
I mean, look at the magazines, look at the Disney princesses, look at what we see on TV.
I feel like there's a lot of good stuff nowadays though that is promoting stronger
Definitely
versus smaller.
The hard
which
part,
is great.
The hard part is that I don't want to say it's like built into us, but you see these women promoting like what a healthy body should look like. And then you get comments of people being like, I wish I could be this confident with a body like that. And it's like, I get the sentiment.
It's almost like a backhanded compliment.
Yes, exactly. Like, I'm sure they don't mean it that way.
It's like somebody saying no offense, then saying like, something really offensive.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? And it's not like I'm sitting here being like, don't comment on a woman's body, because they're literally promoting their body in a positive way. So they obviously know they're asking for that in some way, but it is just kind of like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
And so I would love to just get to a place where we don't tear any certain kind of body down, skinny, large, whatever, but we just operate in a way that, like, how we feel is what motivates us on how to fuel ourselves and how to, like, eat well to a certain extent. Now, I feel great temporarily when I eat 8 million cookies for dinner, but then you feel kind of sick after. So, like, you know, there's some range to that. But
and I feel like that's indulgence. Like, that's just like, it's sinful to.
That's the hard part, is you can't say any blanket statement when it comes to food, exercise, body. Everybody's different. Like, there's just so many case scenarios. I can't just be like, well, I wish it was one way for everybody, because that's just never going to be beneficial or possible in any way. But I have been having some thoughts just about like prepping for this ultra of like, this is the heaviest I think I've been training for a race. My regular training clothes that I've worn since I started in 2023 training for a marathon fit different now. Like, my boobs are bigger, my legs are bigger, I'm chafing in places I didn't used to chafe before, and like, I feel heavier. And there's just these things that I'm so glad for the weight that I put on, because I needed to put on this weight. For context, if people don't know, like, I had period loss for a while, was under fueling, very toxic relationship with food that led to binging 2 years ago. And this past year has been like recovery for me. And I got my period back, quit the binging, all of the things. And just mentally, like, I'm not freaking out if I don't get a run in. I can take an unplanned rest day, like, all the things. So we're in a great place right now, but that does not.
You better say that with a little bit more spark.
That does not mean that because my body is operating in a healthy way and my mind is operating in a healthy way that I'm like happy.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, what do you mean? You're not happy?
I am very happy, but
You mean, I feel like what you're trying to say is like the days aren't always like sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, like, I've never struggled with body image in this way before. Of the contrasting thoughts that can kind of live together of my body's so healthy and I'm energized throughout the day and I feel great. And also, I do not like how I look right now. But the funny thing is, I had that thought when I was 20 pounds less.
Wow.
And you just forget. Like, you really do forget, because I look back at pictures from myself from a month ago and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I looked so good then. And I wish I looked like I wish what I looked like now is what I looked like then. Well, that's funny, because a month ago when you took that picture, you looked at a picture a month before that time and you said the same exact thing. And then keep going and keep going and keep going. And all of a sudden you realize, at some point you come to realize, like, this never stops. Ever. People ask me a lot, like, how do you get through? How do you, like, not feel this way about your body? Or how do you stop the thoughts or learn how to keep going when you're gaining weight? I just accept it. I don't stop having those thoughts.
Like there's no finish line almost.
You're
just running a race.
Exactly. Like I'm not going to sit here and say there's never going to be a time where I look at my body and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I don't see anything wrong with it. But I'm not going to say that can't happen. I don't think that's going to happen. But I've just learned to accept that my vision of myself is not the way that God sees me. And what's important is the way that God sees me, because he's the one that made me.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one I'm going to after my time here on earth. When I die, my body dies. I don't take my body with me. So if I'm so focused...
Your physical body?
Yeah. So if I'm so focused on what my body looks like, that's a really unfulfilling life.
Yeah. Wow.
But not to be confused with having physique goals. I think having physique goals is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think putting on muscle can make you feel better. I think putting on muscle can allow you to be more confident. I think if you are in a place to lose weight and you want to lose weight, that definitely can help you in your day-to-day life. But for the person listening that is just tearing themselves apart, that has nothing to do with the number on a scale. That is all mental and emotional. Because I've been 20 pounds less and felt horrible about my body, and been 20 pounds more and been great, and been 20 pounds less and been great, and 20 pounds more and felt horrible.
Yeah. I feel like you need to like talk a little bit about, you said something about like those two things coexisting, which I feel like is something that was foreign to you a year ago.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
both of those things couldn't coexist. Maybe not a year, maybe a couple of years ago. I don't know, but
No, you're right. Because when we went to Hawaii for our honeymoon, that was when I started gaining weight.
yeah.
That was like, I've gained like 15 to 20 pounds this past year. And that's when I started gaining weight. And there were days in Hawaii I could not get out of bed because my lower belly was sticking out. Do you remember that? And we would go on walks and I would hold my shirt out.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, because when the wind hits my shirt, I see my belly.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because I kept telling myself, like, well, when that goes away, then I'll be happy. When that goes away, then I'll be confident. When that goes away, it's probably bigger now than it was then. It definitely was. I'm 20 pounds more. But I am way more content in where I'm at than I was then, because I was just going through change. Like, you can't wish that away and you can't not want that struggle, because then it won't allow you to get to a place where the struggle doesn't bother you anymore.
There's a lot of fruit producing in that struggle.
Yeah, like, you just have to embrace it, and it's hard and it sucks. I'm never going to be the person to where if you come to me and say, hey, I'm struggling with my body, I'm not going to say, well, here's what you could do to stop having those feelings. I'm going to say, well,
Been there.
that's the work. Like, you just have to get through it. But the good thing is you do get through it. You do. You just have to commit to going in there in the trenches, putting the blinders on and just zoning in and being like, hey, I have to get through this.
A lot of reminding yourself of the truth, right?
Well, yeah, I could not have done it alone.
A lot of renewing your mind on like what matters, right? I guess. I'm just asking.
I mean, every single day I have about 10 verses that I read that focus on body image and food. What the Bible says about how God views eating, drinking, our bodies, how I should view my body. I read it every single day, because if I pull from what's in my brain, it's negative. It's not true. Over time, I have been able to meditate on the truth from Scripture. But if I'm not constantly ready for battle and constantly chasing truth, I'm going to make a U-turn and go backwards.
You're tattooing it on your heart.
Well, yeah.
I think that's what Scripture says, right?
Tattooing?
Tattoos on your heart. Isn't that what it says?
I feel like Scripture would say like imprint. Tattoo? Is that in the
Maybe
Bible?
it doesn't. I don't know. I could have swore that's like...
I think
maybe
it's like
that's-
write it on your heart.
Maybe that's just a Christianese way of saying it.
I mean, there's definitely something there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've heard that, but I don't think tattoo is the word.
Maybe it's not. I don't know why I said that then. Well, I do want to ask, though, because I feel like you're in a really good place right now.
Mm-hmm.
And praise Jesus for that. Like, I am so proud of, like, how far you've come.
Thank you.
And I think I saw a podcast about this guy, and he was previously a homosexual. He was talking about how him going from gay to straight was not like his testimony. His testimony was he went from not saved to saved.
Death to life.
Yeah. And so, like, he wants to point his testimony to Jesus. And, like, that is what I'm trying to do, like, right now is, like, it is amazing that you have went from where you were at to, like, where you're at now. But I don't want to, like, lose sight of, like, I watch Abby every single day get in the Word, pray, fill her mind with things that are, like, you know, life-giving and truth. And I feel like we would be trying to think of the word remiss. Is that what it is?
Well, what are you trying to say?
I just feel like it's important to highlight, like, Jesus in this. And, like, you deserve a lot of credit, but, like, it's so amazing to see, like, I feel like there's been such a big shift in, like, your daily habits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just like, oh, I learned the 5 steps to getting out of bad thinking, or I learned the 5 steps to get my period back. Like, it took a whole lot more than just like these 5 tools or 10 tools to do. You know what I mean?
Like, if you
I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but
no, I understand what you're saying. If you listen to this podcast with the brain of, like, what did Abby do that got her to where she is now? You're gonna fail. I'm sorry. Like, it's not what I did. It's what God did in me. And I definitely think that we can have people of influence and people of inspiration to allow us to, like, have tools and steps and things that we can apply that will, like, help us get places. Like, I have my people that I listened to and watched and talked to and read their books and did the things that definitely helped me move forward. But that was like an aid. That was like a supplement. Like,
yeah, that's good.
The actual change and work, that was all God. So, like, I would love to be an aid and an assist and a help. But, like, if you are chasing all of the things to get to so that you can get to where you want to go, you got to wipe all that out and just chase God.
You think
chase God, and the rest will figure itself out.
You think the word is like surrender?
I think it's surrender. I think it's, you have to look at your life and see where your priorities lie. I think definitely surrendering your plan to God, but more so, like, if I'm thinking of it from a my standpoint perspective or my brain, I still struggle with this. I try so hard to get to God rather than just going to God. Like, I try to take the steps to then present myself like a present to God of, like, look what I've been doing so that I can come to you.
Wow.
Look at these tools and these steps that I am taking that are the Christian steps to do and the things that I should be doing, so that now I can finally come to you and say, okay, Lord, what do you have planned for me? Yeah. When in reality, I should be going to him as this broken, bruised person that I am. Yeah. And saying, all right, where do I go? What do I do? Like,
that's good.
I try to create a map and a blueprint to get to him when he's literally just right there, and he'll give me the blueprint that he has, because that's the one that's obviously going to work. But it all goes back to going through the struggle. Like, sometimes, no matter what anybody says, sometimes you just have to go through things.
Yeah. And some of it is like, you got to go through it because you put yourself in that situation, you know. And I'm not saying this for you, but like even for my sake, like sometimes like, why am I going through this? Like you like zoom out and you're like, this sucks. And then you're like, well, I like put myself in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it sometimes is just like,
I do think though.
So, but I was just saying, it's almost like in marriage sometimes people like I feel like sometimes we would do this in our first year of marriage where we would be like, oh, why are we like bickering at each other? Like, why are like, and you know, certain people, maybe even us, I don't even remember, but be like the enemy, like he's going to get you that first year of marriage. It's like, no, maybe you just like don't really know what you're doing yet. You haven't been married and like you're making these mistakes and you need to just like talk to somebody about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean, at the end of the day, we live in a broken world. That's a result of evil. And in heaven, we're not going to fight. In heaven, we're not going to, you know, have these struggles that we do. So like, I get what they're saying of like, oh man, the enemy, like, okay, yeah, technically, yeah. But so I think sometimes we just tend to over spiritualize things and you know, I don't know. But what I was going to say is we try so hard to get rid of the struggle and get away from the hardship that you don't actually try to solve the problem. You just try to get away from it because you think that's bad. When really, if you embrace it and you just let that in, that's when progress has been made in my life. Is when I just let in that struggle and I realize like, all right, instead of trying to run from this and trying to just like push it out because that's what I think is the way to solve it is just by getting rid of the thoughts. Why don't I just let them sit there and then see what happens?
yeah, it's like when you're in a pool and you have a ball.
Where are you going with this one?
All right, you know those like big inflatable balls, like
beach ball.
balls. Yeah, and so you put it like you push it underneath the water. You're just basically trying to put it underneath the water so that you can't see it or whatever. Kind of like what you're saying. Eventually, that thing is gonna burst up. You're not gonna be able to hold it down the whole time. So you can fight and claw and keep it down there for however long.
Yeah.
Just like your problems. You can keep shoving them down, keep shoving them. They are going to come up eventually. Yeah. And it's going to, and the further you push that ball down, the more pressure that's building up in the water. I don't know how the scientific stuff works, but that ball is going to fly up just like it's going to fly up. And it might not look like exactly how you think, but it might look like you're angry towards your parents or you're angry towards your spouse or whatever, or you're trying to find, I don't know, you're looking at pornography every single day because you have shoved all these other issues in your life down and you're like trying to find an escape. You're drinking, whatever it may be. You know?
I mean, what that looked like for me, practically, talking about just like embracing the struggle, which there are still things I have to do now to guard myself. Like when people take group pictures or pictures, I don't look at the pictures until the end of the day when I'm away from people. Because if I like, it's like, oh, let's all take a picture. And they take, like I went to a wedding this past weekend. And we all took a picture.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
And then they're like, wait, let me see it. I was like, I'm not looking at that until the end of the day when I'm alone. Because if for a split second I get a look at that and I don't like how I look in it, that is going to ruin my day. And I'm going to be thinking about how my body looked. And then it's going to affect how I eat my next meal. What I choose. Like it does. I still have to be conscious of those things. So it's not like it's just like, oh, I'm better now. And like, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to live in a way where other people don't have to live probably for the rest of my life. It'll get better and better and better. And I'm probably not always going to have to be like, I don't want to see that picture. That's where I'm at right now. And I have embraced that and I have accepted that. But practically, I feel like what it looks like to embrace that struggle is like when I first was gaining weight, I would just look at myself in the mirror and tear myself apart. Just tear myself apart. Squeeze my arms, squeeze my stomach, squeeze my legs. Like, see how far I had to stretch my leg back until I saw cellulite. Like just all sorts of stuff. Lean to the side and see where my belly rolled. Count the rolls. Like just all this stuff. And I would do that. And every day I would just be like, ugh. And I would go through each day and just feel horrible and horrible and horrible about this image that I saw in the mirror. And then one day I got up and I looked at myself and I said, nothing about my body is going to change today. This is the body that I have today. So I'm just going to operate in this body. And I went about my day and I just pretended like my body didn't even exist. Not that I had a perfect body. Not that I...
But what even is a perfect body?
Exactly. It's all relative.
Because like that's not... A perfect body is no rolls when you go to the side.
Well, and a perfect body is non-existent. Because if you get that image, if I had that image of what a perfect body was, I would have a different image of what that perfect body... Like, it's never
and
going to be
I want to make
perfect.
that clear. Like, Abby, like you don't think a perfect body is...
There's
like,
there's no perfect body.
Obviously.
There are bodies that help you live the life that you live. And that was the body that was helping me live the life that I lived. But that one day I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go about my day and pretend like there is, even if I don't suggest this, I didn't do this, but even if I didn't eat anything that day and like whatever, my body would not change. So then every day I started thinking like that of like, okay, I'm just going to get up and just, this is the body that I'm living in. So I'm just going to go about my day. And gradually I just stopped being afraid of those thoughts of like, what if I have a roll when I lean over? What if I have cellulite in this picture? What if my arm looks big in this picture? Okay, and you still go about your day. You still live your life. Like, you've got things to do. You got stuff to get done. You have a job. You have a family. You have a life. Like, you just keep going. So it wasn't as much me focusing on like, oh, well, how do I feel good about this? And how do I blah, blah, blah. It was just kind of like, okay, that's what it is. Now move on. Stop thinking about it and move on. And then over time, I just stopped thinking about my body and started thinking about important things in life. And then after a little bit of that, it was, I really love how I look. I really love that. You know, I have a little bit bigger booty. Like, I love that. And like, you know, all these things that it had to just start with embracing that struggle and saying, all right, this is where I'm at, and just continuing to go. And then over time, I could just slowly learn and replace and focus on truth. Because if I were to look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh, well, how am I not going to have these thoughts? How am I not going to have these thoughts? I would have obsessively worked out, stopped eating, like all the things I know how to get to a certain
it's like
body.
Somebody's being like, don't think of the word yellow.
And then you start thinking of the word yellow.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, okay, well, what if I just let them live there and then just like go about my day and just keep going about my day? And rather than being like, oh. But yeah, I think that's an example of like the coexisting is like, all right, I have these thoughts and I also love my life. So I'm just going to go about my life. And I think they say time heals. Like, obviously, Jesus heals. But, like, pair that.
I don't know why.
Yes, Lord. But, like, pair that with just time. Like, we are on his plan. Yes, he can miraculously change and heal. And he has done that to me. It's part of my testimony.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it feels a lot more ordinary than I feel like we make it seem, or that even the Bible makes it seem. But like Abraham, they had to wait a long time until him and Sarah had children.
He was like in his 90s, right?
Yeah, but we see that over a chapter.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay, so like he waited and then he got it. And we're like, okay, yeah, but like that one chapter was like years and years and years and years and years, decades.
We didn't watch the 70 detailed years of his life where he was just in like agony, probably, in despair. Right. Are you proud of yourself?
I am. I'm very proud of myself. I feel like I've gained a lot of confidence in what I've gone through.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about what I have gone through. I rejoice in the struggle. And I even rejoiced during the struggle because I knew that I was going to learn something from it. Mm. It is hard and painful and doesn't take away from the pain of what you're going through. Mm-hmm. But are you crying?
I was just so proud of you.
You're crying.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan.
Oh.
Usually I'm the one that
I know, I don't-
cries. Why are you crying?
This will be cut out.
No, it won't. Why
Yes,
are you?
it will.
Why are you?
I'm just so proud of you.
crying?
You've come such a long way. And it's like, it's just amazing to see.
Well, you saw me at my lowest,
Yeah.
like laying on the ground in the fetal position naked because of how bad I was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to say, I think part of the reason why you're crying is because this wasn't just a me thing. Like,
Oh, no. It's not. No. Stop.
you're okay, fine. You don't have to agree, but I know you know that you walked with me during this. We're married. We're literally one. So you
Yeah.
can't even deny that.
Mhm.
Like, not only did we walk through this together, we also spend every single aspect of our lives together. That is a very unique situation for us. We work together. We work from home. We are always together. We
We eat, sleep, and breathe together.
You're trying to bring in humor because you're trying not to cry. But you were like the encourager. You were the person that reminded me of that truth. Like, I would not have been able to get to where I am now and be running this race now if it were not for the way God moved in you and in our marriage. Like, you are my rock, King. It's so true though. What was it like, the like kind of seeing the whole recovery process within this past year? Because this was 1 year of marriage, but also like we got married and I was really struggling.
Yeah.
This is kind of your first exposure to it, because when
Yeah.
we were dating, I had told you previous stories and stuff, but you hadn't really like gone through it with me.
Yeah, I didn't really know what an eating disorder was before I met you. Like, genuinely, if somebody would have asked me what an eating disorder was, I would have really struggled to give an answer.
Yeah.
I feel like what you said kind of nailed it, in the sense of when you zoom out, it seems, or you can kind of see the power of God and just like the beauty of it and how great it is. But in the day to day, it's a lot more ordinary than I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you when you story tell, it seems like it's so amazing, and it is so amazing. But in the day to day, it's not like, oh man, like,
Yeah.
think about the story we're going to be able to tell one day, or think about just like how great this is going to be. It's
And
just,
even in the struggle too, like every day isn't sorry not to interrupt, but just on this point, like every day isn't like pulling our feet through the mud either. Like sometimes it's just like there.
yeah, and you just don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just from a husband's perspective, it's been a lot of me just learning how to not try and fix or even like have an answer for something, but just kind of sit there and be present, I guess would be
Mm-hmm.
the best way to put it. It's funny, I've had people reach out to me and ask me, which is just crazy, because I am not the person to reach out to and ask about how to help.
Oh, please.
No, but really though, like I
But
don't
really.
I don't have it. I don't have like some specialized experience or anything.
Okay, yeah.
It's
But-
been a couple years, sweetie, you know.
I understand. You don't have a PhD and blah 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 but you do have experience.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not like downplaying that. I'm like just, and I'm not saying like I'm just a dummy. But what I'm saying is like there are far greater people to talk to or ask about, is what I'm saying. But one thing that I really have learned throughout this is presence is so much more powerful than any answer or thought that I can give. And sometimes that can look like a hug, and sometimes that can look like literally just being there as still and silent as possible. Because sometimes hugs don't do it either. They don't want to, like, sometimes you don't even want to be touched. Like, and I think the most important thing I feel like you can learn a lot about, like, God sometimes too is we think we want like this mysterious will for our lives, and like we're like, God, I want this, like I want you to tell me the will for my life, when like you haven't even opened up the book that has like 66 books of will for your life. You know what I mean? So I think the biggest thing that I've learned is just like presence is the most important thing, and an answer or a thought or trying to fix. I think that's a key thing there. Don't try and fix, don't try and help, and just be present. And
because that is helping.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I'm excited for, this is a little bit of like a transition, but I'm excited for this race specifically for all of that you and I have both been through. Like, this feels like why are you making that face?
What?
You were making a funny face.
Was I?
Yeah, you were like,
oh, okay.
Anyways, it feels like a celebration.
Yeah.
Almost like a victory race of like,
I feel like this last like month and a half has felt like a celebration.
yeah,
We've been vibing.
it really has. I feel like I kind of came into my own. You really helped me kind of realize, like, I guess in recovery, we touched on this a little bit at the beginning, but like the drive of wanting to do crazy things like this in a state where you're recovering, that's not a drive you need to act on. Like, when I was trying to get my period back, you're not going to sit here and go, oh yeah, you should go train for a 100 miler. Like, that's, not going to be what helps you get your period back. But subjectively. Anyways. But I just think, like, I don't know. I'm just so excited for how far we've come, and the work definitely isn't over, and we're always going to be working on things, but like, I'm just so excited to see what comes of this, and like running with a healthy body and a healthy mind and fueled by the Lord. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that I didn't know if I would like do like crazy things like this again, just because I always thought that was just like bad to do. Well, not always thought. Actually, no, that was literally a lie. I literally just lied to you. But not that I thought it was bad, but I just thought it was something that I kind of always had to fight. Like, I think deep down there was this like negative undertone to wanting to do races and things like this. Even though I knew it was awesome and fun and so fulfilling, and I do feel like called to do stuff like this. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't feel called to do it. But I also kind of lived with this like, but maybe this isn't what's right. Like, maybe this isn't what is right. And I think that was just a product of actually having that be truth at certain points in my life.
Yeah.
Of like being disordered and being like, oh, I really shouldn't be training right now. Like, I really shouldn't be running right now. And that being truth. But you've really helped me kind of get out of that mindset and be like, hey, you're not that girl like anymore. You are this healthy, living, breathing human being that has learned a lot about her body, what she should and shouldn't do, and how to take care of her body in a healthy way. So like, yeah, let's act on the drive, because now you can. You've put in the work. So like, let's do it. That's kind of like how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. It's exciting. I do. So back in 2023, September of 2023, Abby ran and won the same race I was in.
I think it was 24.
Was it 2024?
Because 2023
Yeah,
was my first marathon. A year later, I ran.
September of 2024, Abby ran and won the
24 ultramarathon.
2024 Movewell
BG Hot Rod Ultra Marathon.
Yes, ran and won it out of everyone.
First female. Sorry, just had to plug that because I got to represent the ladies.
Awesome. And now she's going for the Miami 100 in September of 2026.
I would love to do sub 24 hours.
I was just going to ask your goal, yeah.
But I don't know why I have a feeling I'm going to do it in 28 hours.
28?
I felt that yesterday, and I felt it today on my run. I was like, for some reason, 28 hours is like...
Oh, no, you'll beat that.
I don't know. I would love to do sub 24. Yeah, at the end of the day, my race is my goal is to cross the finish line.
Yeah, always.
That is the goal. And the goal is to
spread
the gospel. The goal is to spread the gospel, finish the race, and finish strong, finish well. But I always have like a little like hope, I guess. I probably will at some point set like time goals and things like that. But right now they're just like time hopes. And my time hope is 24. But I really strongly feel like I'm going to do it in 28 for some reason. I don't know why.
Are you trying to qualify for something?
Well, this is a Leadville qualifier. I would love to qualify for Leadville.
That's right, Leadville. What's that? I know I've heard of
Leadville 100.
That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a mountain ultra, 100-mile mountain ultra.
Gotcha.
Which is a lot different from a road ultra.
Yeah.
The Miami is a road ultra. Say that 10 times fast.
When is
road
Leadville?
Road ultra. Leadville? I actually don't know. I think it's soon because there are a couple other people that are training for it.
You would be qualifying for
next
2027,
Yeah,
which would basically be like around this time.
But I think
where's it at?
It's a lottery too. I forget, like Utah or Montana or like somewhere with mountains. There's also Badwater 200 or 250. Badwater 2.
Is it a 250K?
No, wow.
Wow.
That one goes for like days and days.
That's wild.
Like 2-3 days or something crazy.
Also, the content I'm excited for this race.
Well, Ryan's gonna be my crew.
Yeah. Well, and we're gonna get a videographer too, which will help a lot.
Yeah. So if you're in Florida,
I was just gonna say that we are actually on the hunt for a videographer for the Miami Ultra, which would be. I don't know if any videographers in Florida that are listening to this, but it's in September. We're gonna put something on our stories. We just keep forgetting, or I guess I keep forgetting because that's my
benefit
job.
if you're a runner and you want to pace me
while you're videoing.
While you're videoing and your camera is not gonna overheat because we rebuke that.
Actually, no, you're not pacing Abby. You will be probably like on a bike or something.
My plan is to fuel with BPN a lot and candy. Gels I have found don't really sit too well on my stomach. When I do use gels, it's the BPN gels, but usually I'm just gonna go for candy. Like, give me the gummy bears, gummy worms, Nerds gummy clusters, all the gummies.
What are those? The people probably don't care about this. The gummy bears that I like.
Vigo bears.
Those are fire.
Ryan loves Vigo bears. They're vegan gummy bears. They're use really those good for races because they have more carbs
and they're softer. They're easier
good.
To chew.
Like
the gummy bears are kind of they get stuck to your teeth. The Vigo bears don't.
I like bonk breakers. I like Annie's birthday cake gummies.
What are bonk breakers?
They're like little they're like the Gatorade chew gels, but they're just a different brand.
Oh, never.
It's like Salt Stick.
Oh, okay.
The Salt Stick tablets. They it's like the same thing, but
it's gonna be hot.
One thing that I learned from my last ultra is that I tried to put down like actual like protein food.
Mm-hmm.
My stomach does not do well with that. Like, I'm just gonna have to go 24 hours on like carbs because the second I ate turkey, like a turkey sandwich, I had the worst stomach ache of my life.
Are you gonna talk to some ultra marathoners and ask them about like best way to fuel and stuff?
I mean, if I can get in touch with some, yeah, I would love to.
We know some.
Oh, we know some. We like that.
Well, aren't some of our friends ultra marathoners?
Who?
Like,
Exactly.
Okay. That's tough. I can't think of his name.
But no, I'll definitely be reaching out to people that I know and getting like their
anybody
best
listening
advice.
That's an ultra marathon runner. I'm sure we've got some ultra runners that are listening too.
Yes, give all the advice. It's only my second one.
Especially like nutrition and water and all that
That's
stuff.
definitely my downfall. Nutrition is my downfall because I have a very sensitive stomach. And
do you think
I'm basically just planning on like carbs and sugar.
Do you think you're going to do it kind of similar to where you just rip until you can't and then you stop and reset?
Yeah. I'm going to try to just rip it and then, well, actually, I think when it gets really, really hot, I'm going to try to pace myself a little bit and like walk, run, just like mentally. Because I think the heat is really going to do some damage on me.
It's going to, and the one in Kentucky's in September too, right?
Mm-hmm. But it was a little different because you had half of the race was shaded.
Well, and you're not in South Florida.
Yeah.
Literally south, like the southest of Florida.
But I'm sure
Southest,
like in the
most
van
southern.
or wherever you are for crew, like there will be, fans and
cool
ice
we're gonna
water
get you right.
things and stuff. So, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to really plan to do much other than move forward.
Yeah, it's really all you can do during an ultra.
I just will not stop moving. I know if I stop moving, then starting to move again is going to feel worse. If I just keep moving, won't feel as bad.
Do you want to run the BPN one?
The last man standing. I've always wanted to do a last man standing.
Yeah, I feel like you would be really good at that.
It doesn't have to be a BPN one. It could be anything. But
is there other ones that are like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it started in this guy's like backyard. I'm pretty sure, and then it's just kind of like
people just pick them up and make them and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you ever create your own race?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
I think I would love for it to be centered around Jesus in some way, but not be branded as a way that like if you're not a Christian you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only hard part with like I love the idea of starting like a Jesus run race or something, but then like if you first of all, I don't want to like brand Jesus, like if that makes sense. But also, I don't want the non-believer to be like, oh, well, I can't go because I'm not a Christian. Because that's like the opposite. You like want the non-believers to
I feel like there's a way to do it that's not like, hey, this is a Jesus runners run race.
Yeah.
You can name it something else that's not just Jesus.
And then just like pop off with a prayer and scripture before and like give no
just
warning.
Blasting worship music.
I mean, you may be onto something there.
That would be cool.
I would love to do a race though. But I would love to do like an ED, like
here's the thing. The only thing Abby and I own is a dog and a car.
Wait,
and we got some
what do you mean?
We got some equipment.
For what? Oh, for like a race?
For
like starting a race?
Yeah, like anything. Well,
oh yeah,
I mean,
we
like,
would need someone else.
Like the BPN people, doesn't Nick Bear like own that ranch that he has? Mm-hmm. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Abby and I, what are we gonna do? Like a
race around the apartment complex, 5K around the apartment
that we
complex.
don't own.
That we don't own.
And
nope.
we definitely couldn't get the streets.
No. I don't know if I'd want to do a last man standing though race. I might want to do like something else. Like a 30 or like 100K. Or like a 30 miler. That could be cool.
Yeah. That's something to think about.
Okay. We'll be marinating on it.
Okay.
Maybe we go to the Tampa. Are they the Rays baseball stadium?
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays.
They're inside.
How about we go to the Knicks baseball?
Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks are basketball.
Yeah, so I didn't know what
Congratulations to the New York Knicks who just won the NBA title, by the way.
I didn't know what Knicks in 5 meant.
That just means so they play in basketball, they play games of 7. So 7-game series. So Knicks in 5 means they win 4-1. They win 4 games and the other team won 1. So Knicks in 5 means they won the game, the best of 7 series.
Oh,
in
so
5.
they don't have to play the other 2.
No, it's over. They won the NBA championship.
I saw a video of Timothy Chalamet literally sobbing.
It to me.
Yeah. That's really sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you loved Timothy Chalamet? I do too.
I don't like love Timothy Chalamet.
I put him on my top 5 coolest men in the world list.
I just love watching. I'm not like a Timothy Chalamet fan or anything.
I
think I have become one since I've been seeing clips of him at the Knicks games because he is like a child. Like he literally is like a little boy. Just
there's pictures of him whenever he was like 8 years old in New York City with like some of the players.
Yeah, like
he's a big fan.
You can tell he's like unapologetic about rooting. Okay, actually, not to make this like really deep, but we should be like that for Jesus. Like, let's be so for real. Like when people are like, say, you know, War Eagle, you've got everyone being like, oh, why aren't we like that with Jesus? Like, I love Jesus. Oh my gosh, like me too.
Yeah.
Like we are very loud when it comes to sports.
That's something about that's something that I like in church when worship is kind of lit like that. Like people are excited. No.
I just get overwhelmed sometimes. I'm a sensory girly. People aren't like blind to this. They know this. I get overwhelmed. No, I just get a little overwhelmed sometimes when the worship is like super, super loud or like anything is super loud. Like I was like this at Passion. I get like that at games.
You're not even more so about the loudness as far as just like the lights and...
Well, it's just the sensory overload.
Yeah.
I swear, I think I have like something. I don't know. I'm just live, laugh, loving.
Live, laugh, loving.
Knicks in 5.
They won in 5.
And training commences in 15 weeks. 14 weeks.
15 weeks. Yeah.
And then I run 100 miles. And then I will be taking a nice break until hopefully Ryan's first marathon. If anyone knows how to get this boy to run the NYC marathon,
Gosh, I
you
wanna
just
run it
let
so
a girl
bad.
know. He wants to run it so bad. And everybody, listen, we love you. And Jesus loves you. And we mean it truly. Now let's go play with our dog.
Peace.
That's life.